Hey, good afternoon, automotive aftermarket peeps. It's Carm Capriato. Video. Video is changing everything. And does video create a vibe or a bond with your customer? Every day, I looked up this YouTube stat. People, they watch over 1 billion hours of video. Can you believe this worldwide? And actually, people prefer video over anything. So I guess it's apropos to introduce my guests here. Oh my God, look at this. Patrick Egan, the video expert of our industry. How cool is that, Patrick? What you're doing with Spark Interactive, sparkinteractive.com. Welcome.
Thanks, Carm. It's great to be here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Kareem Morsley, Winkler Automotive, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Hey, Kareem.
Hello there, Carm.
Good to see you, my friend. And
Great to be here.
brand new to the podcast, Eric Sevim. How are you, man?
Fantastic. Happy to be here.
Yeah, Japanese A plus Japanese auto repair, San Carlos, California. Good to have you here. Wait, you got to go to a+JapaneseAutoRepair.com and just watch all the videos Eric has, courtesy of Patrick. I'm sure you paid for it, but courtesy of Patrick. So really good stuff. And welcome everyone to another episode of Town Hall Academy from the Aftermarket Radio Network. Good to have you all here. We're coming to you live from the Shopware Delphi Technologies studio, sometimes called My Carm Cave. Glad to have you here. Hey, let's give a high five to our great sponsors. Don't waste your text time while you start an RO from scratch. Dispatch faster so they get on with the repair. With Shopware's software exclusive Expediter, your staff saves time, works more accurately, and speeds up service on the web at getshopware.com. Now, with over 2,300 SKUs and 95% sales coverage on fuel pumps, Delphi has everything you need to replace your customer's fuel pump. From OEM quality pumps, modules, GDI pumps, and fuel tank cleaning supplies to instructional videos, get started at DelphiAftermarket.com. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thanks. If you're with us on social media, please give us some chat even though this is being recorded and broadcast live at this time, we're going to hover over this thing and watch what's going on. Okay, guys, let's jump in this thing. Video is it. Eric, as I said in the opening, a lot of great stuff on your website. And Kareem, I think you just joined the ranks of videos because Patrick was at your place doing some recording for you.
That's correct, yes.
I can't wait. I just can't wait. So, guys, I have a question. Patrick, I know you want to start and open this thing up, but I want to jump into content right now. Eric, in one of your videos, there was a music track underneath it. Okay? And so that's why you have to go to his site and watch this. Patrick, does the music make it more sticky where people want to stick around and watch it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because without a background track, I mean, it gets a little boring, and it covers a little bit of what else is going on around in and around the shop too. So it just kind of lends to the story, and it's all about storytelling. It ends up it's documentary style, so it tends to be entertainment.
Yeah, I love that
information.
I like to watch documentaries. Don't ask me why, guys. But I'm a documentary guy. And when I saw what you did with Eric and some others that I've seen on your website, Patrick, I noticed that I wanted to hear more because, to your point, what I do as a podcaster is we tell stories. This right now is a podcast episode about storytelling, about, differentiation with video. Mm-hmm. And Eric, how did you feel when you saw the final product?
We've worked with Patrick for quite a while now, so he's helped define what the final product looks like. We collaborate on that, and bottom line is the final product is fantastic. We're also happy with having clients come in and say, "Oh, I saw you on the video." There's a level of comfort. So I know that people are watching it as well. So I think I'll pause there. I'm sure we have a lot more to talk about, but the final product from Patrick is great.
So Kareem, you obviously you have a great business. You've been on the podcast before. Thank you for all that you've contributed. And was this a difficult decision to say that I've got to get videos up on my website?
No, actually, it was not a difficult decision. It was more about with whom am I going to do this, because I want it done well. And this has been on my plate for a little while. I actually even toyed with the idea of contracting some people that I know who do this as a hobby. But more and more, and to your point earlier, how many people watch videos today? My son is heavily into cars right now, and I share with him very good articles that I have right on cars, and he would prefer that I find a YouTube video for that. So again, to me, there's no doubt that this is just an easier way of communicating. If we had had video 20 years ago, we would have adopted it then too. So I think it's just it's a naturally easy way for us to communicate and establish bond. To Eric's point, it creates a sense of familiarity before you even meet with the customer, and I think that's very important because it really eases a transaction. We only get to see our customers twice a year, and so anything that we can do to create those bonds of trust, I think video definitely contributes to that. So yes, it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, I'm going to hesitate to use this next word, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's intimacy. And I think that's what this is all about. And it's not intimacy in a bad way. It's like, hey, listen, we want to tell you about our place. You come here, you spend money, you trust us. I think you need to know a little bit more about us. And when you get to know someone better, maybe that's my intimacy word, Patrick. I mean, that's why you're so successful right now.
Yeah, I mean, the real deal is being able to differentiate yourself between other shops out there and showing the authentic story about who comes to the shop, who works in the shop, and it makes it so that your prospective customers, your current customers, prospective team members can see into the shop and see what it's like to work there, what it's like to visit there, and really what goes on. And it gives you someone who's visiting for the first time, they get to see some faces and begin to build a bond with people. They feel like they get to know you even before they walk in the door. It's it's like in those Netflix series that you watch. You kind of start to build this relationship with the characters, like you know them even before before you actually do know them. So same thing with these type of videos. It creates that emotional bond ahead of time so that you kind of feel like you know them.
You just gave me a great idea. Eric, I don't know if you're ready for this.
Go.
You need to create a series of videos just like Netflix does. Episode 1, 2, and 3. Why not, Eric? Think about it.
Will they binge it?
Yeah, we have to release them all in one season, like all at the same time, right?
Why
Good
not?
point, Kareem.
Why not put a button at the bottom of the latest video, and he says, "Would you like to see all of them?" And it goes to your video page, your collection, your quote Netflix page, and they could watch the story start and continue. If you'd like to binge on all our videos.
Patrick, let's put that down as a to-do item in the future. I like that.
It's an option. I think we might have talked about before. We can set up a channel for you so that you can actually have all of your videos there and go next, and
That's one of my. It's a bad thing I have. It's called ideation. I just can't stop. I just bubble with these ideas. Patrick fixed my intimacy word. He called it authentic, so I stand corrected. It's really the authenticity of the relationship. And it comes through with video way better than stills.
Yeah, because when you look at someone's website, different shops' website, everybody's got a great website now, right? They all got great pictures. Everybody's got the blue jumpsuit guy with a big wrench in his hand, and they got great words. But how do you know until you walk in the door? I mean, your marketing company that you paid and puts those words on there and puts the pictures out there. Until you walk in the door, you don't know, and so this way you actually get that real look into what's going on inside the shop.
So here's what we need to cover. The podcasts today are all about the why things we have to do things. Why do we have to raise the labor rate? Why do we have to recruit better? What do we have to do to retain people? Why and how that works? So let's use the rest of this episode to talk about customer testimonials, mini documentaries, employee testimonials, recruiting videos. And Eric, you're doing all of that on your site. So
Yeah.
Patrick, help lead this conversation through the why that all of these are necessary.
Sure. Yeah. So, I found this kind of is a little bit of history. After visiting a lot of shops, somewhere north of 2,000 shops, and hearing these great stories from shop owners who are just doing it right. I mean, the shops I work with are the people who have done all the right things in marketing already. And hearing these great stories, it occurs to me that they should be telling their audience and not necessarily me. So the pieces of that are, your shop story. How'd you get into it in the first place? Why do you create this experience for your customers when they walk in the door, and what does it look like? And then your customers. I mean, everyone loves those 5-star reviews, right? So these are like your 5-star reviews on steroids, because it's real people telling their authentic story. Again, it comes back to authenticity, and so it's not made up. You can see that they're actual people talking about their fabulous experiences, and a lot of times, your best 5-star reviews tend to be something like, been there forever, brought all our cars here. My daughters and our grandkids now bring their cars here. You should come here too. 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. And where this way, you're getting an actual story, because there's really no emotion and no story behind it. And then currently, I mean, everyone's looking for techs, right? So having a great career page is key to that, instead of just having a forum. But again, rather than just looking at your careers page that says, you get a 401k, we give you lunches, we get great pay, well, so does the next guy, and so does the next guy down the road. So if a prospective employee is looking at your posting, what's to differentiate you between the two? So this way, with a video of your actual guys in the back of the shop and the people in the front of the shop as well too, talking about why they love working there, all the great things that happen there. We bring our dogs every day, or just kidding, but we get great programs. Many shops I go to talk about their apprentice programs, or maybe tool buyback programs, where it's an extra incentive. But you hear from the real people, and again, it's authenticity. You see the people, you see them working in their natural environment, so you can see what the shop looks like. I mean, Eric and Kareem's shops are great examples of that. I mean, well lit, super bright, focusing on the team, and that's really that third leg of the stool that makes your business successful. Creating a great environment for your team. They take care of your customers, and that's what creates a long-term, profitable relationship with those customers. So those are the 3 pieces of that system that I've tried to develop over the years that kind of work together, and that's that mini series, that we're talking about, your Netflix series, right?
I love
and there's
that.
a lot of other pieces to it as well too, and Eric's doing a lot of that stuff.
So Eric, you do get a lot of replies from your customers about what you're doing with video. Did you notice once you got heavy into it with Patrick and you kept doing additional videos, did it mean anything? Customers say, I love to see you on the video, but recruiting, team culture, customer authenticity, tell us how it has affected your business. And here's the reason that I want to know. This whole thing, Kareem, Patrick, Eric, reminds me of digital vehicle inspections. And here's my analysis. When it came out, the early adopters jumped on this thing. They took an advantage inside the marketplace. And Patrick, I know there's going to be a lot of uphill battles to get every single shop in America. You don't have enough time. There's 300,000 of them. Let me see, if you do one a week, how many years could that? But the point is that this early, let's not use the excuse that we've had in the past, this isn't good and healthy for my business, I don't want to spend the money. Get up and over that. And I do believe that the top 20% of our industry is going to be this, and it's going to continue to set them apart. So, Eric, going back to my original questions, how has this really affected the culture of the business?
I mean, it's done nothing but help our brand, our awareness, and the familiarity with who we are. It's increased that. And I want to back up a second. You asked about the why for videos.
Yeah.
I would equate it to maybe if you're going to go purchase a home, right? You put a little bit of cash down and then you leverage the rest, right? And so think about videos in a way that, we all interface with our clients, but we only have a certain amount of time of the day in the day. So why not do that interface captured on video, make it intimate, to your point, build the trust, let them know who you are. And then the leverage portion of it comes by placing it, in places where people will watch video. And so I think that's how we approached video, in the sense of like, here's the plan of attack. We need to get in front of people, let them know who we are. We're not trying to sell to them. I don't think people like to be sold to. That was like the old days. Now we're here to give value. We're here to give information. We're here to get comfortable, let people make their own decision. And video can do that if you do it appropriately. And I think Patrick is a great person to help get that message across. So I would say it's helped our business, and I can't quantify it because we're not doing videos where we're asking for something. We're doing videos where we're giving something. But I will say that clients, mention they saw us, they found us. Oh, is Eric in? Oh, is Justin here? Is Omar working on my car today? When they can come in and drop a name, that's pretty impressive. They remembered the story. And then Patrick's talked about employee onboarding, employee hiring, employee retention. From an onboarding standpoint, we've had a couple of new hires share their story, how they found us. What do they like about the shop? Why did they choose the shop? And then we've also had, and that now we post that on our job listing, right? So here's someone who is here, and this is the why. So all in, this is the way of the future. You're spot on. We're an early adopter. Karim's an early adopter. We're just going to get out ahead of the pack. And Patrick and I, we've come up with a game plan, not necessarily a series, but we have a sense of how we want to build this out, how we want to roll it out, how we want to make sure that the content is fresh and new and helpful. So we're going to keep going with this. And I think the dividends, like the payback over time, is instead of me working 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day, I have the video working for me 24 hours a day. So I'm leveraging all of this content. So I hope that helps give you a sense of how we think about it at A+ Japanese Auto Repair.
That is a profound statement. Let the video work for me 24 hours. Karim, I'm sure you started to think about your future, your company, your brand, as Eric was saying, and thinking about the millennial customer who has to become a customer of yours, a lifetime customer. And to me, video is it for them.
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, it's also, we're starting to see a lot of questions about as to what is the ideal platform for us to put our message out there. Is it YouTube? Is it, your website? Is it, Facebook? Right now, it's probably all of the above. But, we need to have, in common to all is that message that continues to speak for us in the background, to Eric's point, like when we're not there. And video is your best weapon in that. It's funny you said that, Eric, about the fact that the video is working while you're not. Patrick, if you remember, probably not, but there's one clip in one of our videos where my service advisor says, DVIs are so great. They do the work for me.
Hmm. I do remember that.
And it's the same thing here with video. And exactly to Patrick's point is, you know, we are passionate about what we do. That's, I think, the differentiator between the top, whatever we want to call it, 10%, 20%, and the rest of the shops. Uh, Especially for me, I came from a totally different industry. I could have picked probably a myriad of industries, and I picked that one. Why? Because I'm passionate, and everybody hears it when they meet me. And you know, it's been on my mind that I said to myself, I wish I could convey that all the time, all the time. And Patrick has been my vehicle for now. We actually got yesterday the drafts. And I just was smiling ear to ear, you know, watching this and thinking, wow, he nailed it, you know, and because it's doing exactly what you want. And then I actually forwarded it to all my family. I said, okay, you know, this is a draft. There's some things we're gonna, you know, go over, but tell me what you think. And it was unanimous, unanimous. Everybody came back, said, wow, cool stuff. You know, again, because you're coming alive, right? And you, when you have this on your website or on your Facebook pages, on social media, or you know, Google, wherever it is, you're able to have that unified message across all your different media to your potential customers out there.
Hey, great stuff. Let me stop for just a moment and we'll come back. We'll do segment B. Are you sick of switching to email to send a status update? Really? What century are you in? Stop wasting time by working in multiple applications when Shopware lets you do it right inside the repair order. On the web at getshopware.com, and join ASE certified master technician and senior Delphi Technologies instructor Dave Hobbs at Apex. He's going to be there. He'll be providing training on Delphi's top fuel diagnostic tips. Delphi has over 30 courses run by ASE certified technicians with more offerings coming soon. Learn more or inquire about the courses at DelphiAftermarket.com. By the way, Patrick, and I'm sure you have everything to do with the settings, the drones, the flybys, the gimbals that you use, and all that stuff to get this great quality video. And the thing that I love the most is to see the shop owner standing at an angle, or even, I'm not sure I've ever seen any of them sit, but in that documentary pose. It's not like I'm sitting at a desk looking in the camera. It's that casual, you've got the background of the real shop in a blur behind them. In fact, I was almost waiting, Eric, for someone to walk back behind you like they were actually working on a car. I don't remember seeing that, but to me that would have been, the director says go, and the person walks through the scene. I know that would almost make it even more valuable. So we're just talking about, and I this isn't the cutting edge, Patrick, but it's almost on the cutting cusp of video being one of the most critical pieces you could have on your website.
Yeah, for sure. And to the fact of the setting, we do shoot in the actual shop. There are some constraints sometimes. Things like lifts going up and down tend to overmodulate the mic, so we got to ask people to not do that kind of stuff. But yeah, every time we shoot at Eric's shop, we're in the back of the shop, and people pause for a minute and watch the action going on. But if you look at some of the videos, there's stuff going on. There's cars going up and down. There's people actually doing work inside the shop, and you can hear, if you listen closely, you can actually hear stuff going on, and that's key to it as well too, because you don't want it to look like it's staged. You want to show the actual workings of a shop. I always shoot the technicians in the shop, in their natural environment, waiting for the cheetah to pounce, but. And the same thing with the service writers up at the front counter, making sure that they're in their natural environment where a customer will see them. And let's face it, most customers don't even look under their hood, let alone underneath their car. So, part of that video is to show background B-roll of things going on inside the shop. So, I'll shoot under the shop. I'll shoot the under the hood while the technicians are working. And things going on, the shop owner working at the front counter with some of the service writers, or a couple technicians working together, showing the teamwork that's happening. So there is a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's not staged. It's all real stuff. You know,
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
what's going on.
B-roll. Let's explain what B-roll is to everyone.
So, you know, this goes back in the olden days, right? So there was A roll and B roll. So the A shots are, you know, me talking on camera right now. B roll is stuff when it's not the person talking. It's just filler basically. And the original purpose was to cover the splices, you know, the jump cuts between different things. But now it's, especially in documentary style video, you know, if you just have someone there standing there staring at the camera for 10 minutes, it's, you know, people will tune out. And so the B-roll keeps your interest. Sometimes it helps to explain what the speaker is talking about. So occasionally when the shop owner or the technician talks about, like, you know, we've got this great DVI program, or a customer talks about, like, I can't believe I get these pictures of under the hood, you know, we'll cut to a technician taking a picture of a car under the hood. In some instances, when I go through the entire DVI process, I'll have interviewed the customer, talking about their experience. I'll have, you know, cover of them getting in and out of their car or handing the keys to the service writer. And sometimes, if I'm lucky, I'll catch that shop up on the rack in the back too. So, you know, we'll actually show their vehicle getting work done.
So when you talk B-roll to someone, they now know what that means.
There you go.
Okay. How hard is it, Eric and Kareem, to get a customer or two to come in to want to do this?
You want to? I'll go because I'm fresh off on that. Initially, I thought it was going to be wow. So we actually sat down and came out with, you know, what are the rules of marketing, that are basically, if you get 10% response rate, you're lucky, very lucky actually. And so anyway, no, actually we were aiming for 1%. Sorry, 1%. Anyways, we came out with 25 customers that we felt would be willing to be, you know, super fans, if you will, which was what we were looking for. You know, people who really appreciated what we did for them and keep doing. And we sent it out, and to our surprise, we had over 4 or 5 who wanted to come out. A couple couldn't make it because of last minute things. And then we also were able to grab customers right at, you know, at the front desk when they were coming in, who were not scheduled. And I have to say actually that Patrick, you know, the lady with the cat, I have a problem with that one because it looks so staged. And I promise you guys, this lady came in with her cat and you know, it looks so like, I mean, I'm like, Patrick, should we leave it in the video? Because
people love animals.
I know they do, but it looks, you know, it is absolutely not staged. You know, I knew she was coming in, but I had no idea she was going to have a cat. In fact, it was a big problem because we were giving her a loaner, and, you know, we were like, oh, crash, you know, the cats and people's, you know, allergies to cats and so on. And we were like, uh-oh. But, you know, it was the funniest thing because she actually gave us such an amazing review, you know, calling us a nirvana, you know, and I was like, wow. But it's not that difficult, honestly. And it's actually a great insight as to how good are we with our customers. If we really look out for our customers, we're actually pleasantly surprised. I was really pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you, you know, overall.
Great news. I appreciate that. And I think it helps people not be bashful about doing the customer piece, Patrick. Eric, how about you? Was it difficult?
We took a similar approach. We did not invite any clients ahead of time, but we made sure that Patrick was there in the morning. And so when people drop off their vehicles in the morning, they might, you know, see the videographer there. They may see us out front discussing, you know, something. And then we politely ask if they'd like to be a part of a video that we're doing and do a quick testimonial. And, you know, the direction we were trying to go was just be very authentic and transparent. And that's with all of our videos. So we figured maybe by catching them by surprise, they could just say what's honestly on their mind. So very easy to do. I would just do that. Make sure that if you invite Patrick or another videographer, have it be during a time where you are helping clients out. I want to mention one other thing about video. When people say a picture is worth 1,000 words, okay, right? A video with a little background music with someone who's interacting with the camera, what you get is you get a sense of attitude. So when I say attitude, I'm saying when I come to this shop, this is what I'm going to expect from this shop, right? So Karim, you can see like he's very passionate, and he said that about helping people and about his business. You go look at his shop and the pictures when he does the B-roll footage, you know, I'm sure it's glowing. It looks amazing. So the attitude will show up in videos. And I think if you go back to like, why are we doing this? And we're doing it for our clients, right? And we're also doing it to showcase what they can expect. So you know, at the minimum, do like 5 hours of shooting and you'll have footage for the whole year, and you can put it on all your different sites and you're done. You could never do video again, but it gets enough coverage for your clients that they know what they're going to get when they walk into your facility.
Guys, we got to come back in our segment C, and we got to talk about recruitment of employees, of people who want to work here, and how powerful this video is. I can't help but think right now, after hearing both of you, that this could be the single biggest recruitment tool ever, besides, you know, having a good pay plan and good culture and good benefits. But how does a person from the outside really know what's going on the inside and want to actually come and hang their hat there? I think you guys have got it. Let's stop for a moment. One more time. When you work on your 15th Dodge Caravan, why do you have to enter the same information each time? Well, with Shopware, never rewrite a service again. Just create a canned job and boom, you get rolling right away. Talk to my friends at Shopware at shopware.com. And trust in the aftermarket supplier that makes the parts cars are born with. With over 100 years of OE heritage, Delphi Technologies quality parts gives you peace of mind. Learn more at delphitechnologies.com. That was a B-roll, maybe. So, okay, guys, all help me with this recruitment. That homepage video, Karim, I just can't wait to see what yours is going to look like. But Eric, yours, I'm watching this. I see an ad. I've heard about your shop. I have friends that have been there. They've talked about it. And then I watch you talk to me. And I say to myself, can I work for this guy at that shop? To me, that's authenticity. And again, intimacy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the essence of video, is, you know, doing something really well once, and then, you know, many people get to connect with you. And I would go a step further. With Patrick, we've interviewed every single employee at the shop, and each of our employees are at a different level, different stage of career, different job. But they get asked similar questions. How did you hear about the shop? Why did you start here? What do you like about it? Et cetera, et cetera. And frankly, if you don't like the answers, you really don't have to play it, right? But most of them are, you know, complimentary. And then, so it's not only hearing from me, because someone may not like me or my personality, but they may jive with a different person, or they might jive with the new shop assistant who is at the same level as the viewer. So yeah, if you could do a few videos with a few different personalities, you're going to set yourself apart, because different people will relate with different video. And then to your point, you know, we've done enough of these now with enough people. So this is pushed out when we go for our hiring. And we're at the community college. We'll be there next week for a career fair. We've hired several people from Skyline Community College. One of them is head of the automotive program. And then when the video is done, we send it to him. And then he puts it on his Facebook page and say, hey, check out the video I have. Right. And so it's just this like really fun culture that we've created. Now everyone has a video of themselves. It's online. They can share it with their family and friends. I mean, you can just have fun with it, right? As well as promote, and as well as just let people know what you do and why you do it. I hope that's helpful.
Very much. I was silent there because I knew Patrick was just sitting on something he'd love to say about recruitment.
Well, and it's true. I mean, everything that Eric said, it's fabulous. Making sure that they can hear everyone. I mean, that's the real goal of it, because again, it's hearing those people who are in the shop, and too many times, you go into Indeed to view the job posting, and that doesn't really get you. Whereas if you hear from the guys that are working there, and like you mentioned, every level of the shop, I'll spend the whole day interviewing everyone. I mean everyone who walks through the door, whether they work there or not. Partners, a lot of times it's great to interview, the Napa parts guy who's dropping you stuff off, to hear how how he interacts with the shop as well too. But yeah, each person there has something good to share. And this is a side benefit too of this whole process. And again, it's whether you work with us or someone else, but getting this video interviews with your entire team from someone who's not you, because even in your one-on-ones, they're not going to tell you everything, but they tell me all kinds of stuff, and we record it, and then the shop owner then gets to listen to that stuff later if they want to, and like Eric said, the answers may not always be good, but it's good stuff to hear, because now you're getting to get the real idea of how they feel about the organization, how they feel about the shop owner, what their real reactions are, good and bad. I mean, you may pick out some things in there that's like, oh, boy, I didn't know that, they don't like pink in the bathroom, that kind of thing. So
they've all been good at our shop. I just want to put that out there.
How did you know I was gonna ask that question?
I saw the thinking needle going, and to be honest with you, I'm like really impressed and pleasantly surprised with how well these people who have no time behind a camera show up.
Yeah.
Like, it's really amazing. So I encourage you just to try it with a couple people in your shop, and I can see some heads nodding, on my screen here.
Yeah, I want to add a quick thing to the issue of employee interviews. You've got the skeptics out there, obviously, right? They're like, oh my gosh, look, the employees were talking in front of the employer, and they're going to post this on the website, blah, 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 blah. I think what's really important in all of this is also you got to be ready to do these types of videos. And here's what I mean by that. I have fought really hard to instill a culture in the shop, a culture of personal growth, excellence, looking out for each other primarily, because if I do that, I know they'll by extension be looking out for the customers, interests, recruiting well, and so on and so forth. But I think, and I shared that with Patrick, I said, this is the very best team I've had. I feel like they get it. They get what we're trying to do here. And I think that's important, because those videos, they actually, to Eric's point, you talk with passion. And so your passion is going to immediately translate what your belief system is, your values, why you do what you do, all these things. And hopefully your employees can do the same and accentuate that. And I think it's important to know where you stand as a shop with your culture, so that you are ready to be in front of a video, not just yourself, because if it's just about the owner, the owner can say just about anything, right? But it has to be corroborated by hopefully your customers and your employees.
Yeah, and in fact, I've done this at about 50 shops now. And at 2, they did have some problems, and there were a couple of people who, I don't know if they were were reprimanded or whatever, but there were situations that were uncovered through those discussions too. So it was both sides of it.
What did you end up publishing any of the video you took, Patrick?
What at those particular shops? Oh, not of those people.
No, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So there was a learning part of, getting in deep and what you discovered. So interesting. I'm glad we covered this, because I think that's it's kind of, if you will, the ripe cherry that may have fallen off the tree, and an opportunity for an owner to learn something Patrick, come in and interview my people. Just find out if they're happy. Oh, by the way, we're going to do this video here. And it's like almost, oh God, here, I'll pay you a bonus. Thanks for doing that. I mean, it's a precious opportunity, I guess. Hey, look at, I so love this. I think we flushed out a lot of great ideas. Why video is it today, which is actually the title I wanted this to go. Video is it. I mean, you guys agree that's a good title?
Yes.
Sure.
But differentiate with video. Patrick won. He won the toss. And truly that makes a lot of sense also. Just like people differentiate with digital vehicle inspections in the early days, and still the adaptability of digital vehicle inspections is still low. Well, Patrick, I think you're doing a great service to our industry and helping the story get told in high quality video and in a documentary style. And our new exciting thing is I just can't wait, Eric, when you start doing the Netflix type of series and people can go binge. You can go on Facebook and says binge on all of our latest videos for the shop, and then give them a test at the end and let them win a Starbucks card or something. Okay. As I went really deep and long on that. So thank you to Patrick Egan, Spark Interactive, sparkinteractive.com. Great videographer. Karim Morsley, Winkler Automotive, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Can't wait to see the stuff that's going to show up on your website.
Keep you posted.
Yeah, please let me know when it's up there. And Eric Sevim, A+ Japanese Auto Repair, in business with your brother, right? And
That's right. Yep.
San Carlos, California. And please go to A+JapaneseAutoRepair.com and look at all the videos he's got on there if you really want to get excited about what it means to go to this next level. Always a pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank
a lot.
you.
It's a great time.